I actually want to treat the world like it's got three pieces: developed, emerging, and China. Mm-hmm. And in my own case, I have to talk about them separately. The developed markets, we have opportunities because we have new innovation and we have categories in which we have low market share. The emerging markets are just exploding. And the emerging markets are growing in legitimacy. Piracy is being reduced. Fantastic explosion. So yes, very much more important to us today than 5 years ago, and more important to us still 5 years from now.
Could you do that as a proportion, or?
I probably can actually. Let me just think for a second. The business we have with HP Dell, where we sell them and they build computers, I'm just going to take that out because it's a weird global business. If you look at the other pieces of our business, we're about 38 U.S., 62 non-U.S. And of the 62, about 20 of that would be emerging. 20 of 62, I think. Does that sound right?
At least, yeah.
So, yeah, let's say of our total mix, 20, 25%. Yeah. China's different because we have piracy's actually gotten worse in China in the last 5 years. So it hasn't helped our business. And the regulatory environment for the cloud is more interesting, let me just say it that way, in China than it is in other emerging markets. Most emerging markets, from a cloud perspective, are not dramatically different from a regulatory standpoint. I mean, they're business issues, but Colombia is like Mexico, is like essentially like the U.S. or Germany or any place else. China is a little bit different from a regulatory perspective. So both the cloud and the traditional software business, we need to see some breakthroughs. And China is this year, if you look at all emerging markets, including China, on the hardware side, China is 50% of the volume. China's as big as all other emerging markets added together. So I have to put a footnote on China. The other emerging markets are exploding. Our business is great, fantastic in Latin America, pretty good in Southeast Asia. India's been pretty good. The Middle East has been fantastic for us. China's got its own unique challenges.
Just a point of reference that I think is important to us, Latin America. Actually, 5 years, so it's an important period of time. Over the last 5 years, Microsoft Latin America has grown faster than any other geography within Microsoft. Okay. So the market isn't really exploding in all of Latin America. We have seen a massive move of consumers to actually purchase IT technology. We have seen a small and medium business for the first time ever to actually embrace technology as a competitive advantage. I guess the many free trade agreements that have been signed in Latin America has made the small and medium business realize that to compete aggressively with the world, they had to invest in technology to improve productivity so that they could compete. So that explains, for the most part, the growth that we have enjoyed for the last 5 years.
So this is the highest growth region.
Yeah, if you take China, the hardware growth has been better in China, but not the software. Right. And if you look at other emerging markets, non-China, Russia, because of the craziness in its economy, has certainly, on both dimensions, underperformed Latin America. India's been good, just not as good, I would say. And the Middle East started from a higher base. The Middle East, because of oil money throughout the region, it's hard. Some of the countries in the Middle East, it's hard for me to characterize as emerging. They've emerged. I put Saudi and the UAE, for example, in those categories.